What exactly is the OTT sound? I designed this kind of with the idea of throwing OTT on it to make a very good before and after, and start to explain what exactly it does and on what sounds you might want to maybe reach for it. So starting it off unprocessed, it sounds like this. So this is like a really deep bass line. There's not really a lot of information in like the highs. It's mainly just sub, low mids, and regular mids. And I think this is the sort of sound that in a lot of cases you might maybe want to try out OTT and see what it does to the sound, because it might add a lot to that high end that you otherwise might be lacking. But let's listen to it on its own and try adding that. So this is OTT at 100. See how it added like a ton of information to the high end that wasn't really too present before. Versus this. It's definitely completely changing the tone of the sound, and we could visualize that too if we look at an EQ while we play with that knob. So normal. You see we have a lot of information over in this region. Then it kind of chills out, and there's a little bit of high end here that's kind of subdued, like 5K and up. Just sort of existing there. But OTT makes that super prominent. See, it chills this out, and now the sound is a lot more flat looking, but I don't think it necessarily sounds better. It's losing that deep quality that it had before, but of course that's at 100%. You're not usually going to throw it up all the way to 100. Let's see if we can get it to sound good dialed in a little bit where it's not full blast. Right here, a little less than 50% I think is actually pretty agreeable to this sound, which we could double check by turning it on and off. I really like how it sounds kind of on its own, even though it's a much darker bass line than you'd usually go for. So I think I want to lower it even more, and that's sort of what OTT does. You notice if you looked at the EQ, it kind of got rid of the unevenness and made it much more like in line where things are more of the same volume depending on like where you are in the frequency spectrum, if that makes sense. Meaning like it's a lot more leveled out, but I don't think you're always going to want that. You might want it if you have an element that's super dark and you want to brighten it up a bit. OTT's really good for that. But too much of it, you get that like super processed sound, which can be a good thing depending on the genre, especially in like dubstep and stuff. That's something you might want to lean into. That's my quick little demonstration of OTT, what it does to a sound and when you might want to reach for it and when you might not want to reach for it. It really depends. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Drop a like if this video was helpful to you and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.